Have you ever wondered what actually happens to the clay inside a kiln? At first glance, it might seem simple. You place soft, wet clay into a very hot oven, wait a few hours, and somehow it transforms into pottery. But inside the kiln, an incredible scientific and artistic transformation is taking place. Clay begins as earth, tiny particles formed over thousands, sometimes millions of years through the breakdown of rocks and minerals. When mixed with water, these particles become soft, flexible, and moldable. That's the clay we shape with our hands. But at this stage, clay is fragile. If water touches it, it can easily soften and fall apart again. It hasn't truly become ceramic yet. The transformation starts slowly when the kiln begins heating up. At lower temperatures, the first thing that happens is evaporation. Any remaining water trapped inside the clay begins to leave. This stage is delicate because if the clay heats too quickly, steam can build up and cause the piece to crack or even explode. As temperature rises higher, something more permanent begins to happen. Around 600 degrees Celsius, the clay undergoes a chemical change. Water molecules that are chemically bonded within the clay structure are driven out forever. At this point, the clay can never return to its soft mud form again. Oh, it is no longer just dried earth, it is becoming ceramic. Then comes one of the most important stages, sintering. The clay particles begin bonding tightly together. Imagine millions of microscopic particles slowly fusing as heat increases. The pottery becomes harder, stronger, and more durable at this stage. As the kiln grows even hotter, minerals inside the clay start melting slightly. This partial melting creates a glass-like structure within the pottery. This process is called vitrification. Vitrification is what gives ceramics their strength and density. It is why a finished mug can hold coffee without dissolving back into mud. The clay is no longer simply earth, it has become something entirely new. If glaze has been applied, another transformation unfolds on the surface. Glaze may look dusty and dry before firing, but inside the kiln, it melts into liquid glass. Minerals react, colors develop, texture emerge, and chemistry creates effects that potters can guide but never fully control. The unpredictability is part of what makes pottery even more magical. No two firings are almost ever exactly the same. Flames, oxygen, minerals, temperature changes, cooling speed, every detail leaves its mark on the final piece. And then comes the cooling. Even after the kiln is turned off, the transformation continues. Cooling too quickly can crack pottery due to thermal shock, so potters often wait many hours and some cases even days before opening the kiln. Finally, when the kiln door opens, the clay reveals what the fire has created. What began as soft earth has now passed through water, air, heat, and chemistry to become ceramic, one of humanity's oldest and most enduring materials. A finished pot is more than hardened clay. It is earth transformed by fire.